Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Alicia Logan. I'm a mindfulness coach. I'm in my self-awareness era, and I am so happy that you're here. This video is about the time when I was hospitalized, the diagnosis, and I created a garden. It was an ordinary Saturday evening in March, late March of 2022. My husband and I were sitting and we were watching television, and we had picked up some tacos from a local taco spot. You know those tacos where they give you 2 corn tortillas per taco? I've never understood that. But when I proceeded to eat my taco with my 1 corn tortilla, and on my second swallow, it felt rough, really rough going down, as though it was scraping my insides. The discomfort was such that I didn't want to eat. I lost my appetite. I didn't eat anything else for the rest of the evening. We continued. We watched a couple of movies, and we went to bed around 12:15, 12:30. When we came upstairs, I felt gassy, like gas in my back. Have you ever had gas in your back? If you have, you know the discomfort of that. I took an Alka-Seltzer, extra strength. Wood has helped me in the past. And then I got in the bed and went to sleep. I got up around 4 o'clock and I went to the bathroom and urinated. And when I got done, my stomach started to cramp. I went down to my knees and actually had to crawl out from the bathroom into the bedroom and call out to my husband, who was fast asleep in bed. He came to my aid to assist me. Now, I was wearing tie-on waist beads. Have you ever heard or seen tie-on waist beads? They're beads that you wear to be cute, but also you can track gain and loss of weight. I had 10. Yes, I had on 10 of them, 5 above my navel and 5 below. The 5 above was starting to strangle my stomach, and my husband had to cut them off. So after he cut them off, I felt relief. I proceeded to get in bed and I grabbed my phone and I got online and I booked the first appointment at 8 a.m. on Sunday morning with urgent care. Sunday mornings here, we go to urgent care. They do a urine test. Urine was fine. The urgent care doctor then proceeded to push on my stomach, which hurt greatly, and then told me she didn't have a CT scan or an ultrasound, so she needed to send me to the emergency room. We went over to the emergency room, which was about 3 minutes away, and the nice thing was, because I had been to urgent care, they brought me right in to the point of taking my blood and then sending us back out to wait. We was in the waiting room a couple of hours, then they brought me back for a CT scan. We went back to the waiting room to wait some more. And I know registration was coming up, so I got out my insurance card and looked down, and I was like, my emergency visit is $600. And my husband said, trying to make light of things, and I think he wanted to make me laugh, he said, we're going to pay $600 for gas. And I giggled a little, but it hurt to laugh, so I tried to compose myself, but I really do appreciate the fact that he was trying to make me feel better. Eventually, the nurses and doctors called us back. Maybe it's 4:35 at this point, p.m., and proceeded to tell me that my red blood count cells were high and that I had diverticulitis, and I was going to need to be admitted into the hospital. This came as a surprise because, see, I thought I was going to get some antibiotics and I could go home. Being admitted didn't enter my head at all. Not only was I being admitted, I was going to be admitted to the surgery floor. Now, although this was very scary, they told me that the surgeon would come in the morning and I would get more details then. I slept well because they gave me pain meds and antibiotics. The surgeon came in and he said that he needed my red blood count cells to go down. And if they went down to satisfactory, then he would not need to do surgery. And that would just be a waiting game. We're going to wait and see. I was in the hospital 7 days. 7 days of meditation, 7 days of prayer. And I finally got to go home without having to have surgery. I was so incredibly grateful that I was able to go home without having surgery. The lesson is that the doctor told me there's no known reason for diverticulitis that causes it. I would need to make sure that I had fiber in at least one meal every day. So I was going to make that change. Not high fiber, just some fiber in at least one meal every single day. And then my aunt, my dad's sister, told me that my dad was previously diagnosed with diverticulitis. And I looked on Google and found that it was also genetic and known in older adults. So who knows why it happened, but may very well have been from my father. Now, diverticulitis is an inflammation or infection in your colon, your large intestines. Okay. Now that I thought this chapter was behind me, my husband said, maybe we should create a garden. And 3 weeks after being in the hospital, now we're in the middle of April, a live garden came to fruition. This garden became my sacred space. It taught me patience. It allowed me to nurture. It was no longer just about what I ate. It became about what I planted, how I nurtured what I planted, and how I deeply listened to my body and to my garden. That was when my self-awareness rooted itself. It rooted itself in the soil. It rooted itself in silence. It also rooted itself in spirit. If you have come across a health scare, know that you're not alone. Have patience with yourself and show yourself some grace. You can get through this. Listen, really listen and pay attention to your body. If you've had diverticulitis or a health scare that you would like to share, I love to hear about that in the comments. If you feel like this could be your tribe, consider subscribing, liking, and then please share your beautiful light in the comments below. Until the next video, have an amazing day.